Today, you will see email writing tips that I learned from 7 years of management consulting and at the Wharton Business School. I also included the actual email that led me to meet the CFO from Slack. Throughout the video, Ferry will guide you with shortcuts and tips. There are 10 most common types of emails in the business world. The first set of emails are cold outreach and customer feedback. These are most often used by entrepreneurs. Next are emails you can send before and after meetings. Then, we review various ways to ask for data and ask for someone's time. In addition, we explore status update as well as ways to introduce two people over email. Finally, we will conclude with emails that will make you a better leader, ways to apologize and say thank you after a networking event. And altogether, we spell email. Let's say you are a rising star of a cupcake business. 3 sentences and that's it. The reader doesn't know you yet, so talk about them first. Be genuine about why you were reaching out. This sentence should be the longest one, as it determines whether the person wants to continue reading. Next, establish who you are as a person and share one great thing about you. Why should they care? Give them a reason. Finally, end with a short, simple, reasonable ask. On the first outreach, you do not offer your availability. That comes later, and we'll get to that soon. Your first goal is to get a response in 48 hours. Save the subject line for last. Here, you reference what triggered you to reach out. There are also ways to undo a sent email if you spot a mistake last minute. On Gmail, you go to Settings, find Undo Send, change your send cancellation period to 30 seconds. On Outlook, click Sent Items, double-click the email, select File, choose Resend or Recall. Recall this message, and make sure the Tell Me box is checked. It's time to get some feedback from your cupcake customers. To make it easy for Tom to share his thoughts, we do 2 things. You include links that lead him directly to a Google form or a Typeform. A quick tip here, Control+K is a shortcut for hyperlinks in Gmail, Outlook, and Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. Please note, your feedback request email to your boss will look very different. I encourage you to have those conversations not by email, but over the phone or in person. You worked so hard for that big meeting. It's time to make a strong first and last impression. About 1 or 2 business days before the meeting, you send this. I will highlight 3 things. The attachment is in both PowerPoint and PDF. By attaching a PDF file, you make it really easy for leaders who are busy to read your file on the go. I order the emails in seniority and put myself last. Why do I include me? Because when someone forwards the message, my email address does not get left out. Small things like that prevent mistakes. I prefer bolds over underlines. I talk about this briefly in my resume editing video. If you do decide to choose one formatting, one at a time, not all of them together. Shortcut Ferry is back. Add CCs on Gmail, Control-Shift-C. On Outlook, use the tab function to go from carbon copy to blind carbon copy. Within 24 hours after the meeting, you send this email that goes beyond what just happened. You place what's important first, next steps, and action items. Bullets and color coding by name help quickly identify who owns what actions. Remember to include due dates too. Having a due date is a great way to keep everyone accountable. While bullets can be great, I've seen emails that look funky on Outlook because Gmail and Outlook are based on 2 different systems. The shortcut for bullets is Control-Shift-8. And the easy way to remember this, 8 looks like 2 bullets stacked up on top of each other. The meeting went very well, congrats. Now, do you remember the action item? It's time to move forward with the data analysis by reaching out to Dan, who Adam introduced you to. Dan already has his day-to-day responsibilities, so when you ask the first time around, do it right. Dan might not know you yet. So establish some common ground in the first sentence of your email by sharing how you were introduced to him. Whenever you ask for a favor, your job is to make it as easy as possible, and you do this by being specific. Provide a due date, a reason behind the urgency, and the specifics of the format that you need. It's smart to offer to chat live because it adds a personal touch and gives an opportunity to Dan to ask any questions. Another tip here, to make sure you remember to follow up with Dan, we will use the snooze function. Press B while you're selecting the email. Think B as in be right back. Then select the date you want the email to resurface on top of your inbox. On Outlook, right-click and select Snooze, or go on top of the ribbon and select Snooze. This is the actual email that helped me secure an in-person meeting with the Slack CFO. For some context, I was a student, we were using GroupMe, and I wanted to make sure that we could somehow get a discounted version of Slack. I thought it would be a great way to meet the CFO to start the conversation. It's a little longer than what I would typically write, but it has the essence. Be concise. Email should fit on a screen and never a scroll. Exclude hyperlinks and attachment. Let's not burden our readers with something to do. Be calm and assertive. Nothing too crazy and over the top. How much time should you ask? My rule of thumb is anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Whenever someone I never met asks me for an hour, I go, why? If the conversation is going well, then the person will graciously extend the chat. Don't ask for 1 hour from the beginning. Again, you do not need to offer your availability on the first email. Have them say yes first. When you do get a response back, give them at least 3 options in the time zone that they are based in, so they don't have to calculate the time difference. Make it easy for them to say yes. This is important. Top-down communication. Lead with the answer first. Here, you state the high-level status. You are on track. This is optional. Give someone on your team a shout-out or a compliment. It's a kind gesture and a great way to boost your team spirit. If there is anything you want to call out to the leadership, also place that up front. Hopefully these points were already discussed in internal meetings, so there will be no new surprises here. As another tip, at the top of the email, you can use a plus or a minus to indicate who was added and excluded in the email. Make sure you double, triple check who's in the CCs and BCCs. You never want to make that mistake of making people feel like they were left out. Also, don't talk anything bad about someone over email. Just don't talk behind someone's back. You have some pre-work to do. Even before writing the email, ask both parties that they are interested in meeting each other. I feel like this is an important step that a lot of people overlook. You start your email with, "Hi A, this is the person that B wanted to be introduced to." Or if it was your idea that the two will be a good fit, then you can address them both by saying, "Hi A and B." Give enough context about who B is. Then you introduce who A is to B. Remember this order. You add a quick description of why A and B would mutually benefit from meeting each other. And then you excuse yourself gracefully. When someone else gives you the introduction, as soon as you see the email, respond, "Thank you," and move the person who gave the introduction to BCC. As a side note, I always have quick 3 to 5 sentences of who I am saved on a separate document so I can quickly copy paste when I ask someone to make an introduction for me. My rule of thumb is, if it's a minor mistake, apologizing over email is okay. But if it's a major one, make a call, do it in person. True leaders put their egos aside and admit their mistakes. I hope you never have to write an apology email, but if you do, this structure will be helpful. Begin with a genuine apology. Then quickly add how you will go about fixing it. End the email with what you will change to make sure the same mistake will not happen again. There are plenty of templates out there. I invite you to browse them, tweak them, adapt it into your own form. But what I think is more important than the content of the email is the timing. I do my best to send thank you or networking follow-up email as soon as possible. In fact, I like to write my thank you emails before walking into an event, and I do this for 2 reasons. I can walk into the event excited, and I give the impression to the reader once they receive it that I'm very organized and on top of my things. Large language models can be helpful, but please approach with caution. You won't be able to use ChatGPT, Bard, AI email writers for confidential data, and only you will know the full context of the message that you want to deliver. That's all for today. Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. I'll be back with another how-to video. Until then, have fun writing emails and stay healthy.